Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Batwoman. It's season 1, episode 10. How queer everything is today. I think it's episode 10 at least. So obviously Kate has been off having some mystical adventures, going around universes, being a paragon of courage. But now we are back to the actual nitty-gritty of Batwoman. My heart is still breaking for Mary. I feel like this is going to be a lot. Obviously it's going to be a lot, but I just feel like this show is really reaching a turning point now. Mary has always been such a kind of sweet, positive, hopeful character that was trying to make a change, trying to do good, and trying to sort of fight for Kate's affections while feeling bad about it. But now Alice has done sort of the unforgivable, and just to see where the show's going to go next, it's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm here to support Kate through it, and Mary, and yeah, let's go. Okay, so this train's not stopping. This train is not stopping. They put the back signal up.
You didn't hear a word I just said, did you?
I love this bike!
Well done.
I got you, man.
Oh god.
Boy.
Are we shipping these two?
No.
And I saved 450 people from smashing into a concrete wall. And all Gotham cares about is Batwoman's sex life.
Pretty much.
You're happy.
Bad because she's not.
Oh, Kate, I want to give you a hug.
You're teasing.
I'm getting cold. Perhaps
Oh, she's losing mouse.
Catherine Hamilton is dead. The sunshine is implied.
Look, not a gesture of love to her.
It's a bit late to tell her that now. Oh, Mary.
Hey guys, I'm gonna sign off for a bit. Be better to each other. And you didn't mean for your twin sister to poison my mother.
She
We all
didn't.
know how that turned out. Tell your sister to stop defiling my mom's grave.
Wow. She's been looking for a way to get my attention.
Keep an eye,
Turns out I
like,
wanted sisters.
put someone watching the grave, catch
Is that
her.
what you wanted? Oh. Wait.
You know Mary's just hurting, but Kate really didn't mean any of this. She
I know
wanted
you
to
are.
save
I know
her.
you never decided to ignore me.
You would have done the same in her shoes.
Really?
But that means nothing right now to Mary.
This help?
That could, theoretically, have something to do with
See, Kate knows what she's doing.
it's a packet.
You're both being texted? Oh. Well, everyone's getting it.
Pay up, God.
I mean, that's one way to try and get loads of money.
Why is the mayor's personal credit card number scrolling all across the screen?
The firewall?
Guy just hijacked the system.
Mm-hmm.
The city said
Coming from the genius who puts a bat emoji on every single text message.
that was just code.
Look, can't you just use it? Trace the IP address? Whoops.
5 minutes, then we go dark.
Fine.
Maybe just couldn't have gone somewhere else to do the search. Not that there is really anyone else with this level of tech they could get to. Surely he'd be in some kind of protected custody.
That the man who lost
Finding a medical expert willing to testify that face swapping is totally
Mary, let Kate help you.
How are you dealing with everything?
I'm engaging in escapist strategies as a defense tactic so that all the walls holding up everything
Mary.
being true don't come. Have time to sit around feeling sorry for myself. So,
Sweetie, that's not
I
what
need
they
to
want you to
find
do.
Alice.
This is definitely giving me Mr. Robot vibes.
We've been surveilling this operation for months.
That's not a good interrogation method.
Please don't kill me.
Then answer the damn question!
Sophie, this isn't you. I hope. This is not an effective way to get information from someone. Someone's losing control.
You ever feel like you're hiding from the world?
Obviously.
You think I'm lying to myself?
You are, sweetheart. You have a lot you need to work out.
We all wear a mask. Maybe it's time you took yours off.
You're one to talk.
People are under extreme duress.
Maybe the best thing to do is to try and find proof that Jacob Kane was not there.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Cast doubt.
According to the multiverse, my job is to be a paragon of courage.
Yep.
Because the Paragon.
You keep saying her.
Right, I was just about to get to that.
Hmm.
There was both.
Most vile, lawless place in the world. Gotham Prep.
Alice is at Gotham University.
Are you sure?
The woman poisoned my mother and danced on her grave.
Mary, be careful. Mary should have seen you. Be careful. Is Batwoman gonna crash like prom or a random dance?
I almost died. They'd just be happy I was alive.
Of course, yeah, she was on the train, wasn't she?
I'm gay.
Kate's definitely coming out this episode.
And told my parents for me. My mom and dad. I hate myself. Okay.
You shouldn't hate yourself, but you also shouldn't try and crash crash trains.
Shipping you in the hottest guy in Gotham.
She's definitely coming out this episode. Was it really Alice? Or is this all a ploy? Some kind of trap? Well, Alice is here.
You're that psycho.
Run! Person's name I've forgotten.
Run, Parker.
Parker, thank you. Run! Well, now it was too late to run. Is she closing down her clinic?
I nearly took the wrong guy's head off earlier. We're human.
You both should be talking to someone.
I'm not crazy.
You're not. You didn't necessarily see Alice,
Imagining being Sophie.
but the mask thing's different.
And Alice isn't going to bring your mom.
She took off the mask for this girl. She's gonna know that she's not straight.
You're Kate Kane. Every day. Hi. I'm the advocate. Lesbian CEOs under 30. Oh my god, I was such a bitch to you earlier. Why didn't you say you were
No hero, no bat, no one trying to change who I am. Everyone lives happily ever after.
Kate is trying to change who you are and save you.
kill me, you lose?
As do you, because you're dead.
I hate Alice, but I love her. I mean,
Listen, you won't be Batwoman anymore.
I can take care of myself.
Gotham can't. We need you. If Batwoman goes away, the city's hope goes with it.
I think I just puked in my mouth. We'll do it.
Alpha team,
Oh.
move to Gotham Prep. Let's go.
the Alice is there. Also, she probably did it. Or did she send that connection just to them, and then she sent the alert that Alice was at the school to everyone else?
Maybe I don't care. Now, where were we?
What did you think was going to happen, Alice?
There.
Not a hero.
It doesn't take a hero to know what pure evil looks like. You ruined my life.
I fixed your life.
Alice, you are extremely damaged.
Father didn't believe us. Can you accept me for who I am?
Because who you are is a terrible person. A lot of fun as a character, but she's been trying
We
to.
were sisters. And then Beth died. And the world would have been a whole lot better if she had have stayed dead.
Oh, I mean,
I don't believe
all the people that she's hurt makes perfect sense, but this is crushing in a way for both of them.
What did she do?
She saved their lives.
Fascinator.
Where is it?
Mouse. Is the handsome cop gonna die? He was very slow in activating that. So she saved him that time. See, if she was straight, that would be a very shippable story. I can see why the press lapped it up. Because people do just assume everyone's straight.
Not happening.
Why does he buy into it? He knows that, like, that's not a thing.
You stop hating yourself. If you ever want to talk about your parents, or Kayla Mason, or anyone,
She'd be an excellent
I'm
mentor.
here.
You know, when you took off your mask, I never in a million years expected it to be you. Someone like me. I'm glad it was.
I don't feel like she's staying in prison, but this is an interesting development that they actually caught her.
You anything?
I mean, I don't think Alice is the one that's going to break.
Day that a whole lot of people are about to feel a lot less alone. And if this fallout was
Has she done it? She came out as Batwoman.
Happy birthday.
It's
Baked it myself, by the way.
Can you not leave me alone like that again?
Oh, it's weird. Kind of sounds like you miss me.
I'm managed.
So that's a yes.
Of course it's a yes.
People, time to recalibrate.
With Cara Danvers.
Batwoman is a lesbian? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but talk to me, Gotham. Whatever happened to politics staying out of our superheroes?
God, you were literally just shipping.
We all wear a mask.
It's gonna help
We all need our
Sophie.
shield to protect us
Help
from
so
the
many
world.
people.
Have fun on the wrong
Oh,
side of history.
Mary,
Bye.
talk to your sister, because she is your sister. Ooh.
Sometimes the best way to save someone is to be yourself.
Mary, I'm so sorry.
You're right, Mary just needed a hug.
Sure she wasn't the only one.
Yep.
The two are gonna need each other now more than ever.
Happy birthday!
It was Alice.
Easy.
That's exactly what she was dressed
I
like.
know that I'm back. Happy birthday.
Did Sophie let you go?
Who? Kate, I finally come home from a semester abroad and this is how you react? It's bad enough that they converted my apartment into a boys' dorm room and no one chose to
Oh my goodness. Is this an alternate universe Beth?
What's wrong with you? Ow! Ow! Who are you? Me! Beth!
There's an alternate universe Beth. How did that happen? There's Beth and there's Alice. So Mary did see her, but she saw her looking for. Oh my goodness, that was so unexpected. Oh my goodness. So we have a Beth and there's an Alice Beth, and I don't feel like this is going to be some kind of weird trick from Alice. I think given the multiverse and everything, that could definitely be another version. And it makes you think, how many other weird duplicates are there going to be? Obviously not every single person, but they've merged 3 Earths into one, which, you know, I was meaning like a lot of people just don't get to exist anymore, you know, like if they chose the Joy from Earth 3, tough luck, I'm not existing anymore, or whatever, you know, so kind of, there's going to be maybe more of that going on, but also, I am so intrigued. I really don't want this to be a trick, I want that to actually be a Beth, but I mean, how are they going to explain that to the world? Like, the rest of the world vaguely knows about the multiverse, but I don't think they know that the Earths were combined and all that stuff. They just know that the multiverse or the Earth was in danger and that Oliver and the other heroes saved it. So what's going to happen there? But there is a good Beth who has no clue what's going on, which is a lot. Kate might actually get to have her sister back, and it makes me sad that she's not going to get to remember a life together, but she'd actually get Beth, which is going to screw Alice's plans up even more. Now, Alice is so much fun. I love her as a villain, but I think, you know, we're getting further and further away from the point where she could actually be redeemed. Now, that doesn't mean I want her to stop being in the show, because I love her as a villain. I think, you know, it would make for a better plotline if she suddenly were to get redeemed in terms of, like, the long term of it. That would be a lot of fun. And I'm very much intrigued about what on earth is going on with that, and I can't wait to watch the next episode and to see what is going to happen with that. Obviously Kate's reaction was totally made sense, but that ending kind of blew everything else out of my brain. So then I want to talk about how important I think it is within the Batwoman world that Kate came out. I mean, her significance that she has to a lot of people, I've seen people talking about it online rather than to me personally, but being a gay superhero and being kind of, you know, we have other examples of representation within the Arrowverse, but within TV in general there's not that much, and this is the first time it's the main character as well, which I think is really important. And obviously within the world of Gotham, while Kate Kane is out and proud, while she is being, you know, everyone knows that she's a CEO and that she's gay, and that, you know, she can put her pride flag up in the window of her shop, of her first building that she's converting, words are escaping me, is very important. But the fact that Batwoman is also important, that, you know, it means more than you even would think it does mean. And I think it was really, I enjoyed that episode that they really showed it. I mean, I didn't even mind that it was quite obvious, you know, we had it at the beginning with kind of Kate struggling with being straight, and I thought maybe that was going to be a more of a long-term thing with her struggling over how much of herself could be Batwoman, etc. But then the minute we met, oh god, I've already forgotten her name, the girl, why can't I not? Her name will not stand, Parker, that was her name. The minute we met Parker and we heard Parker's story and her motivation for what she'd done, I think it became quite obvious that Kate was going to come out, but that was good, that it was fulfilling. And, you know, I love that Cara did the story. I love little crossovers like that, that remind you that everyone's part of the same world, especially now. But, you know, Batwoman coming out is significant, it's important, and, you know, it's so typical, isn't it, that the media will do endless speculation about someone's life, then the minute the person makes a definitive statement, it's like, do we really need to know that? But I think that was a brilliant, brilliant thing to have happen, and it's going to be so important to everyone, and it's going to help Kate feel more as though being Batwoman is who she is. You know, she learned in a way from Oliver, from that memory of his that she saw, and just kind of from looking at his life and the other heroes that have gone before her, and keeping that many secrets wasn't good. It makes me kind of wish she would tell Mary at some point. I think obviously right now Mary is not in a place where she needs to know, but I think in the long term, if they can really bond and be there for each other as sisters, it would be okay for Mary to know, especially as they might need medical help at various points. But whew, I'm loving it a lot. Then speaking of Mary, she just breaks my heart so much. I mean, everything she's gone through. I mean, she was angry at her mum. She was furious with her for having lied about Beth. You know, she understood. She was on Kate's side with that. But the minute, you can be angry at a parent, and I think no matter what, a small part of you will always love them. And in Mary's case, a large part loved her because, you know, she could kind of maybe try and see her mum's reasoning, or she was just in the first heat of the anger, and then she lost her, and she lost her in that brutal way. Her mum, you know, died so that Mary would live, that she died in her arms, all of that brutal. Oh, I was so glad when she got that hug at the end, when she accepted Kate. She accepted Kate's love, and she didn't kind of try to keep pushing her away, not only to try and punish Kate for Beth, but also to try and punish herself. And just, it was a lot. And I am just, Kate and Mary are my two favourite characters. Alice is a lot of fun, but Kate and Mary are my favourites. And I just, that last scene was really, the last hug between them was very much needed. But Mary, you know, it does sound crazy that someone could have this face technology, but you're going to need to catch a mouse with a mask on and prove it. Otherwise, it's too far-fetched, unless they can try and find someone else that knew his father or knew someone that was trying to do it. But to make it an exact replica, you know, it is far-fetched, like something from a TV show, because this is a TV show, but for them it is still too far-fetched. And I feel like maybe that the doctor we saw at the hospital that wouldn't help Mary is going to come back into it, just because that's an actor that pops up in lots of shows, and that was a very, very small part for him. But yeah, so I think Mary's obviously not going to keep up the fight, because, you know, he is her dad. I don't know if we know anything about Mary's biological dad, but no matter what, you know, Jacob has been there for her whole life, and he treated her like a daughter, you know, whereas Kate sort of wasn't horrible to Mary, but she was dealing with the grief of her sister, and she was dealing with kind of not wanting to just replace her mother and her sister with a brand new mother and sister. I think she always kept a bit of a barrier between them, and Mary was always the one pushing against it. Jacob didn't. Jacob was as fatherly as Jacob is with Mary, so I think it's good that she is fighting for him. And I think they will ultimately be able to prove his innocence, because it would be stupid if they didn't. I mean, maybe he'll die in prison or something, I don't know. But I think they won't stop fighting, and ultimately they will catch Mouse. And if anything, Mouse has a bad influence on Alice. But, you know, they're both mentally unstable, and they're both bad influence on each other. And I think Mouse was happy to help her with the Catherine plan, because he knew it would push Kate further away from her, rather than Alice's thought that it would bring Kate closer. But yeah, now there being a Beth back and everything, I am... And I just kind of go back to what I hope it's going to help Sophie come to terms with who she is. And like, if she's bisexual, that is totally fine. She could be bisexual and choose to be with her husband. I don't think that's the direction the show is going in. But I think she needs to work out for herself who she is, and is she gay and she's just been suppressing it all these years, or is she bi? And that doesn't mean she doesn't love Kate. That might mean that she still loves Kate more than she loved her husband. You know, she can figure out who she is. There's so many different ways she could try and help figure out who she is. But the thought of Batwoman also being gay, and I don't know, like yet another example of there's a strong, awesome woman who is gay. You know, it's not a weakness to admit it. I mean, logically no one should ever think that, but especially when you have parents like Sophie's, where it's hard to kind of stand up for yourself and who you are. So as much as Sophie sometimes frustrates me, I do like her a lot, and I am rooting for her to figure out who she is and to deal with her issues that she's going through at the moment, and to ultimately figure out a way to be happy, whether that's with Kate. And if it's with Kate, she needs to start, you know, being more consistent, but whether, you know, just being herself and happy. And that is what I'm really rooting for with Sophie. So I'm really, really enjoying this season. I can't wait to watch the next episode. Thank you for watching.